Today, I'm going to be traveling all over Los Angeles, trying 6 foods that were created right here in the City of Angels. I'm going to be rating them on taste and also how much of a Los Angeles experience it is. But here's the catch. I cannot get around in a car. I'm going to be traversing the city using only public transportation and my own 2 feet. Our first stop might be the most obscure dish on today's menu. The Oki Dog dates back to the late 70s when Sakai Jimmy Tsuyoshi, an immigrant from Okinawa, opened a hot dog stand on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. The one I'm at was started by a man named Nobu, a former employee of Jimmy, making it technically the 4th iteration of the Oki Dog and the only one that's operating today. What is an Oki Dog? It's a hot dog with pastrami, chili, and cheese wrapped in a flour tortilla, something Jonathan Gold called trans-global junk food. The place itself is a very clean burger stand type joint that also serves pastrami and teriyaki dishes. Alright, so here it is. My first meal of the day, the Oki Dog. Also my first Oki Dog ever. $8 cash only. Here's what it looks like. Damn, that thing is hot and big. Like a piece of pastrami. I'm frankly not like a huge hot dog person. It's just really good. Does it taste like how you expect Los Angeles to taste? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, LA has like a hot dog culture, and pastrami maybe comes from like the Jewish immigrant community, and the tortilla, obviously. The tortilla is like a nice vessel because it's like chewy. I thought it would be too much for me. I thought it would be a lot, and it is a lot. But it's good. That was the world famous Oki Dog. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I was talking to the owner. He said he moved here about 8 years ago, making this the only place to get like an official Oki Dog in Los Angeles. My bus arrived shortly after for my first trip of the day. Here I am arriving at our second stop of the day, the original Tommy's. The first chili burger was created in Lincoln Heights around 1920 at a burger shop called Tomaine Tommy, founded by Thomas Tomaine Tommy DeForest, whose nickname appears to come from an old-timey kind of food poisoning. He served chili and boigas, and at some point decided to combine the two, creating the world's foist chili boiga. About 20 years later, a different Tommy, Tommy Kulaks, opened the original Tommy's here on the corner of Beverly and Rampart. It started as just a burger stand on the corner, but grew to take over much of the block, and in some ways take over the whole town. This location's got 2 counters you can order from, plus all this place to stand outside, eat your food, and the soda fountains and stuff. Alright, and this is what it looks like. So it was the first Tommy's burger I've had in many years. And let's get the first thing out of the way, how it looks. Looks fucking delicious. I think there might be a knee-jerk reaction that you have looking at like a sloppy chili burger. And I think that's like society telling you something that you know in your heart isn't true. If you listen to your like natural instinct, looking at that cheeseburger, you know it's going to be delicious. It came super quick. $6, and it was genuinely very good. I didn't think I was gonna finish it because it was my second chili meal of the day before 11:30, but man, I put that thing away. The chili was very good. It was definitely a different chili than the Oki Dog chili. The bun was very light and sweet. It had yellow mustard on it, which gave it like a nice sort of acidity. Taste, I like rank it a 5 out of 5. And as an LA dining experience, it kind of doesn't get more LA than this, like a real hamburger stand drive-in type situation. Eating like al fresco under the sun and amongst the smog and the car exhaust. Really a 10 out of 10. Yeah, there's really no reason like not to try the original commies. Very good. So I'm off on the next leg of my trip. We're gonna hop on a bus. It's gonna be about a 30-minute ride downtown to my next location. Bus is pulling up right now. I haven't really had to wait more than a few minutes for any bus today so far, but we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day. Now, I could take another bus for a few blocks to get to my next destination, but it's such a beautiful day, and the bus dropped me off right here in the middle of Grand Park. I figured I would just walk the rest of the way. Keep saying it's a beautiful day like it isn't always a beautiful day in Los Angeles, in a metropolitan city with a world-class public transit system. Made it to our next destination, Little Tokyo, to try the iconic yet humble California roll. The origins of the California roll is not completely clear. It's credited to at least 2 different chefs, one here in Little Tokyo and another chef in Vancouver, though we do know it likely came about in the late 1970s, with this LA Times article from '79 referencing it. It was created to cater to picky Western palates that shied away from uncooked fish, and also to navigate not having reliable sources of sushi-grade fish. While the original California roll recipe varied, they all usually had cooked seafood, either imitation crab or crab salad, cucumber, avocado, and were wrapped in rice. This shopping area in Little Tokyo is pretty nice. I particularly like the ginkgo trees with these metal plates around them that have the ginkgo leaves on them. I just sat down at the first sushi place I saw. This one has you order off of a little touch screen, which I guess is kind of fun. It's funny, they don't have the California roll specifically on the menu, but they have a lot of California roll type rolls that are like California rolls with an additional fish or something on top. And they're all named after places that are like on or in the Pacific, like Aloha roll, Alaska roll, Mexico roll. I don't know. Why is it imitation crab? People like you, imitation crab. Just be yourselves. So I realized after I ordered the roll that it doesn't have cucumber on it, which is one of like the 3 ingredients of a California roll, making this just a different thing, which I think is fine because I've had California rolls and I don't know if any of them are like particularly better. I could have just asked them to make a California roll. I'm sure they would have been happy to accommodate me, but I didn't. And this is what I have now. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to eat this roll, and then I'm going to review every other California roll I've ever had in my life. The rice is cooked well and seasoned, and it's delicious, and the cucumber is crunchy and refreshing. It's a California roll. You really can't go wrong. As for the experience, it's great here in Tokyo Village Plaza. Lots of outdoor dining and being sort of like a commercial hub and getting access to like products and services that you can't get like some other places in California. Yeah, baby, it's LA. My next leg of the trip, I'm going to be able to sort of like burn off a little bit of that energy because I'm going to be taking a City Bike. I've never taken City Bike before. It uses an app, which I downloaded last night. So I'm going to need to get off my phone to take the bike out and stuff. Here I am getting situated on the bike. It was an electric pedal assist bike, which was cool. It went really fast, and it was totally chill in traffic. Usually I wear a helmet. I just didn't have one this time. And here I am just essentially yapping about what I'm saying here, but the wind made it so you can't really hear. I was taking Los Angeles Street because it has this separate bike lane. Here's a cop parked illegally in a red and over a crosswalk because I guess like bikers and people in wheelchairs who need to cross the street. So I had to pop over into traffic. Look at these suckers stuck in gridlock traffic while I'm flying free on my city bike. We're to drop this thing off at Union Station. It's really tucked here, like in this back corner of the parking lot. Walking down Olvera Street from Union Station, where I dropped off the Metro bike, to my next destination. You may have figured out my next made in LA restaurant today is Philippe's, disputed creator of the French dip sandwich. Because if your sandwich ain't dripping, I don't want it. LA has two restaurants that both claim to be the creators of the French dip. Kohl's nearby says they had it on the menu when they first opened in 1908. When Philippe says they added it to the menu 10 years later. The French dip is traditionally a beef sandwich with beef juice, either served on the side like at Kohl's, or on the bread pre-juiced like at Philippe's. Philippe claims the sandwich was invented when a chef accidentally dropped the bread in a pan of beef drippings. Kohl's side of drippings was allegedly requested by a customer who wanted the juice to soften the French rolls, which he said, hurt his gums. This place is cool. It's big, it's old-timey, it's hustling, it's bustling. It's the kind of place where you stand in line, order at the counter. They also have chili, but I think I'll pass. And they got a bunch of old-school deli food. You got pickled eggs. Don't miss the circus train. That back dining room is themed to trains and the circus.
Can I get the beef dip? Can I get it on the roll? And can I get a double dip, please?
So I got the sandwich. I got it to go so I could eat it outside. Classic beef sandwich, double dip. So not completely wet, not the single dip, and certainly not dry. The lady I ordered from was very nice, was very chatty, and was wearing like an old-timey hat. Asked if I wanted the mustard on it. Or if I wanted it on the side. I said, slather it on. She was surprised.
Nah, put it on. Yeah.
She was like, you know how hot it is? It's got horseradish. I was like, lady, my father was a horseradish. Does that look good? Got a few pieces of like roast beef or whatever on it. The bun is wet, not fully soaked through. It's fine. There were some older guys in there in line behind me. One of them was like, my dad used to told me he'd come here 100 years ago. It used to be 50 cents for a sandwich, and that was expensive. The sandwich itself is good. It's fine. It's a simple sandwich with beef and mustard on a French roll, which is not too crunchy or anything on the outside. It's like easy to eat. As for the experience, is it very LA? It is. I'd say it is. In fact, it's like an old LA. It really feels reminiscent of an older, bigger city vibe in the way that it works, where you line up, you order, you used to pay cash at the register on the way out. Reminds me of like what Bunker Hill maybe used to feel like before it got torn down. Food score? I don't know, like 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. LA score? It's LA, baby. It's like a different feeling of LA. Next up on this journey through LA food history is going to be West Hollywood, which I'll be departing from Los Angeles' beautiful Union Station. Look at this cool old place. How can't you love it? The hand-painted ceilings and the beautiful tiles and cool places to sit. Of course, I'm not taking Amtrak. I'm going to be taking the subway. No, I mean the Metro Red Line. I'm going to be honest, I don't really love going underground, especially in LA. I get it in Chicago, New York, where it gets really cold and wet, but I don't know. At least it's fast. Only part of the trip was underground. I then had to get off and hop on a bus for the last leg of this journey. Also, LA Metro stops charging you after you spend more than $5 in a day, which is like the maximum day rate. So the rest of my trips are going to be free for the day. Here I am hopping off the bus in beautiful West Hollywood, going to Bottega Louie to try LA's own Cobb Salad. Legend has it, the Cobb Salad was invented in 1937 at Bygone Hollywood Hangout, the Brown Derby on Vine, when restaurant owner Bob Cobb, hungry after the kitchen closed, threw a bunch of ingredients together as depicted here. Though the earliest instance of the phrase Cobb Salad appeared in the LA Times 2 years earlier, when Cobb created a custom salad for a sort of potluck banquet for LA restaurateurs, possibly being the true, less fabled origin of the eponymous salad.
Kind of crowded in there, so I decided to take it to go and sit in the beautiful park in the city of West Hollywood. It's right behind the restaurant. But as you can see, it's got it all, baby. It's got the hard-boiled egg, it's got the blue cheese and grilled chicken. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Frankly, it wasn't the most attractive salad I've ever seen, especially considering the components, everything was kind of like one color. But I mean, you can't take it. It tastes good. So I'm not going to knock it for aesthetics. It's a strong salad. It was designed likely to be eaten in a restaurant where, like, everyone was smoking cigars. I give it a 5 out of 5. Maybe like a low 5, because frankly not the best. For the LA score, did you see how beautiful that restaurant was? It was like a sort of, it felt old in a way. It felt very classic, but not in a dark, leather, windowless, smoky restaurant like I think the Cobb likely was invented in, but sort of like an airy, bright, colorful, sort of like modern, clean Los Angeles. If you ask for like a better location, I feel like I'm in LA. Technically, I'm not in the city of LA, but, you know, LA scored 5 out of 5. Loved it. I want to make a concession as I'm waiting for my next bus. At the beginning of the video, I said I'm traveling all over Los Angeles. I'm really not. I'm traveling through one sort of like central corridor of the city, and what I'm seeing today doesn't represent the entirety of the city. Also, I went to West Hollywood, which is in Santa Monica, actually, which are two separate cities in LA County. Second of all, I'm not taking the most efficient routes. I chose routes that show off like a variety of the different public transportation models that the city has to offer, just to make the video like more interesting. Nickel, thank you. Got off the bus, have a couple short blocks to walk for my penultimate stop. There it is. No, I know what I'm gonna get. Can I get a hot fudge sundae, please?
The hot fudge sundae dates back to 1906, when C.C. Brown took chocolate sauce, an ingredient in chocolate sodas, and added it to ice cream. The term sundae allegedly comes from laws in the US that restricted sales of certain items on the Sabbath, including sodas. Brown referred to his new dessert as a soda-less soda, now known around the world as the hot fudge sundae.
Look at this thing, truly a work of art. Hot fudge on a Sunday, no less. On a Saturday. And it's nice to have a change from the chili. I'm not really a big ice cream person, but man, if you get that hot fudge going, the crunch of the nuts, a little texture. I know this isn't like where the hot fudge sundae was invented. It's not about going to a place in Hollywood, but you know, this place is really fun and like old-timey. And I saw that it came in one of these cool glass things. But I don't think ice cream is bad for you. I was talking to a chef friend years ago, and I was like, everything's got cultures in it, everything's probiotic. The hot new thing is going to be cultured ice cream.
And she was like, yeah, that's frozen yogurt. She was right. Cherry. I'm a very lactose intolerant man. I feel like I really should be sharing this, but it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to something. So, the food, 10 out of 10, amazing. You really can't screw this up, can you? That being said, they did a great job. Now for the location score, the LA-ness of it all, also a 10 out of 10. I mean, this place is a classic. It's kitschy. I think there's a type of nostalgia that is like unique to LA, and it's like a novelty place. And LA is like a place of novelty. So for all those reasons, absolutely. Here we are on the last leg of the journey, walking through Neighborhood Park en route to the Expo Line station at Olympic and Bundy, which will take us swiftly and safely to Santa Monica, where we'll be having our final Los Angeles food. Oh, what a journey it's been. Here we are at an outdoor mall in Santa Monica trying our final Los Angeles food. The simple yet, dare I say, sexy fruit smoothie. Mixing fruit into a drink is an old and universal tradition, but the smoothie as we know it today dates back to the 1920s and the invention of the electric blender. Julius Freed used one to mix orange juice with dairy to cut the acidity and make it easier on his stomach, creating the first Orange Julius. Smoothies were embraced by the hippies in the 60s and became a staple of the health, food, and fitness movements of the 70s and 80s. And we never looked back. I found my healthy smoothie in a food court next to a Sbarro at a place called Sensible Sensational Foods. It came out of a machine. So how's the smoothie? I'd rate it like I don't know, a 3 out of 10. I've had better smoothies. In fact, I've made better smoothies. I don't think I've made a worse smoothie. As for the LA score, well, I'm watching the sunset at an insanely packed, overpriced tourist trap, drinking a smoothie I paid $15 for that I just watched get pissed out of a machine. There's something about the overpricedness of it all, being in Santa Monica, the sort of center of the health food craze. You know what? 10 out of 10 LA score, and fuck it. 10 out of 10 taste score. I love this smoothie. What a day. I can't believe it's already over. From chili hot dogs to a healthy smoothie, trains and buses and trains. We saw so much of the city, had a few laughs, increased our sodium to a likely unsafe level. But I do it all again because I did it in the city that I love. And I did it with you. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you had half as much fun as I did. I hope we get to do it again real soon.